Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the United States District Court for the Western District of New York, on location at the Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural Site. I'm Larry Villardo, and I'm a district judge on the court. I would like to begin by introducing a very special guest who we have here with us this morning, and that is the 58th mayor of the city of Buffalo, Byron Brown. He's serving his 4th term as mayor. He's the first African-American mayor of Buffalo. Before that, he was the first African-American elected to the New York State Senate outside of New York City. But more important to me than that, he is a good person and a good friend. So I know he has other places to go this morning, so I'd like to, without further ado, introduce Mayor Brown.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It is great to be here with U.S. Federal Judge Lawrence Villardo, all of you for this very special naturalization ceremony. As mayor of the city, it's certainly an honor and a privilege to be part of this ceremony. As you know, this is a very special location and a very appropriate place for you to take your oath of citizenship. This is the Ansley Wilcox House, which serves as the Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural Historic Site. It was here, after the assassination of President William McKinley, that Theodore Roosevelt took the oath of office as President of the United States on September 14th, 1901. And today is September 14th, 2018, and you're here taking the oath of citizenship where a U.S. president took his oath of office. I am extremely proud to welcome all of you on behalf of the city of Buffalo. Naturalization is a tremendous milestone, and I commend all of you for your hard work in attaining your U.S. citizenship today. I, myself, hail from a family that attained U.S. citizenship in much the same way that you are today. My grandparents on my mother's side are from a little Caribbean island called Montserrat. And my grandparents on my father's side are from Jamaica in the West Indies. And I can tell you that my grandparents came here with a sense of fascination for America, a sense of hope and opportunity that they could find for themselves and their families in this country. And for all of their lives, they never felt let down in any way by what they were able to achieve for themselves and for what they were able to achieve for their families. My grandparents loved America and loved everything that this country offered them. So I am just so honored, so privileged, and so thrilled to be here with all of you on your special day. The city of Buffalo, and I want to just talk briefly about the city. It was recently highlighted in the first annual report of New American Economy, which ranked Buffalo 32nd out of 100 cities on our efforts to integrate newcomers. The report noted Buffalo's government leadership, economic empowerment, community engagement, supportive legal environment for our newest residents. We work very hard to maintain Buffalo as a welcoming city. Buffalo is the city of good neighbors, and we open our arms wide to welcome and to support newcomers to our community. We have an Office of New Americans in the city of Buffalo, and I believe we are one of 2 cities in New York State to have an Office of New Americans that works and supports the integration of immigrants into our community. I just want to recognize that our director of the Office of New Americans, Jessica Lazarine, is here. Let's give her a round of applause. And in Buffalo, we are building a city of opportunity for all people, where no one is left out, where no one is left behind, and where all are welcome. Please know that today you are welcome, and every day you are welcome to the fabric of our nation. You are welcome to the city of good neighbors. And again, congratulations on becoming U.S. citizens. Congratulations.
So I'm a Buffalo boy. I was born and raised here. I've lived in Western New York for 59 of my 63 years. The only years that I wasn't here were 3 years in law school and 1 year clerking for a federal judge down in Dallas, Texas. So it's a special thrill for me to be on the same program as the mayor of the city of Buffalo. It really is an honor for me to be doing this here this morning. I'd now like to introduce Stanton Hudson, who is the executive director of the Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural Site, and he will introduce another very special guest we have here this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. As Mayor Brown mentioned, this is a very special day for us here at the Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural National Historic Site. 117 years ago today, at approximately 3:33 p.m., a Saturday, President Roosevelt came to Buffalo to take the oath of office here in this home as the 26th President of the United States. And we have a very special treat for you today. So imagine that President Roosevelt is still with us. And actually, he is. I'd now like to introduce to you the 26th President of the United States, President Theodore Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson, Judge Velardo, and Mayor Brown. We wish you the best as you go about your duties for the people of Buffalo. You may know that I ran for the mayorship of New York when I was a young man. I came in third out of 3. We wish you the best and thank you. You've done such great service and such great promise for the days and months ahead. Godspeed. Mayor Brown. Bully. Bully. I am Theodore Roosevelt, and I congratulate each and every one of you on this occasion, your naturalization. The highest office in the United States is not president, it is citizen. Lincoln reminded us at Gettysburg that ours is a government of, by, and for the people, that this is a great experiment, this republic. And each and every generation will answer the question of whether or not this experiment proves a success or a failure by what we do to embrace not only the rights of citizenship, but the duties. The duty to register and vote, the duty to care about your neighbors, and the duty to make sure that you follow the laws and obligations of citizenship and raise your children to do the same. You take your naturalization oath here in the community of Buffalo, in Erie County, in Western New York, the Empire State, a state in which I was born, a state in which I served briefly as your governor, and of course here in this building where I took the oath of office as the President of the United States, a ceremony which we will briefly recreate for you today. My heart swells. The future of this country is bright because of each and every one of you joining us here in the equality of being an American citizen. God bless and keep each and every one of you. Thank you. Bully.
This is the first time that I have presided over a naturalization ceremony here at the place where the 26th President of the United States took his oath of office 117 years ago to this day. The Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural Site is one of the many historic, educational, and cultural sites in Western New York, and I encourage all of you, especially those of you who are new to Western New York, to take advantage of all we have to offer here in Buffalo and across Western New York. Now, I'd imagine that many of you are anxious, and excited this morning. Some of you may be a bit nervous and have butterflies in your stomach. Let me tell you a secret that is not to leave this room. I have butterflies in my stomach, and I'm anxious and I'm excited too. This is a big day for all of you and for our nation. I want to get this right because I want you all to remember this day as a special one, the day that you became citizens of our great nation. And so I'll do my best not to make any major mistakes.
My fellow American citizens, on behalf of all the dedicated men and women of the Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I want to congratulate you on becoming citizens of our great nation today. As Americans, we are united not by background, race, or religion, but rather by our common citizenship, which is based on democratic ideals, equal and individual rights, and shared responsibilities. Upon taking the oath of allegiance, you have joined a long legacy of Americans who have contributed to the vibrancy and success of this great country. As you are now part of this special legacy, I encourage you to use your talents and skills each day to build a better, stronger, and brighter America for all here today and for the future generations to come. Along with all the rights you now have, come the responsibilities of citizenship. It's now your duty to make positive contributions to your community and to the nation. The United States welcomes you, and as fully vested members of this great nation, may you chart a successful path as our newest citizens. Sincerely, L. Francis Cisna, Director, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Congratulations and thank you.
There are a few reasons that I'm very excited about presiding over this proceeding. Most of the time when I preside over a court proceeding, it's because folks have a disagreement that I have to resolve. As you might imagine, about half are happy with the way it turns out, and about half are unhappy. So that means on most days, half the people who leave court leave unhappy. Today, everyone wins. Today, as long as I don't talk too long, everyone leaves happy. I'm also excited because this ceremony is being held in this special place, this special educational place, as we begin a new school year for our young people. As I recall from my own years as a student a long, long time ago, each new school year brings hope and promise. And those things, hope and promise, is what your new citizenship is all about. You're about to become something new, a United States citizen. That should give you hope about your future. I know that it gives me hope about the future of our country, that so many good people like you want to join us as citizens. And I'm confident that all of you will enrich our culture and make this an even better place to live. And that gives the future more promise for all of us. And there's one more reason that I'm excited about today, a reason that's most important to me personally. A little more than 100 years ago, probably about the time that Teddy Roosevelt became our president, my great-grandparents, who made the trip here from Sicily and Italy with not much more than the clothes on their backs, participated in a ceremony like this when they became citizens. They were poor. They were not well educated. They did not know what the future would bring, and I'm sure that they never dreamed that 100 years later, their great-grandson would be presiding over a ceremony like this. As I look out at your happy faces this morning, and I see 32 candidates from 21 countries around the world, I see America. We are a great nation, not simply because we're powerful, not simply because we're a democracy and can choose our leaders, and not simply because of the freedoms that we have. We are a great nation also because we are a melting pot, because we have taken the best parts of so many other nationalities and cultures and made them a part of our country. There have been lots of images used to describe the one nation from many cultures. Stones of different shapes and colors and sizes in a mosaic, threads of different colors woven into a fabric, colors blending into each other in a rainbow. But whatever image is the most meaningful to you, I hope that you'll remember that our nation is great not in spite of the fact that we come from so many different backgrounds and cultures, but precisely because of the fact that we come from so many different backgrounds and cultures. All of our cultures, and therefore all of us, can add something new and different and wonderful to America. And so I encourage all of you, as you become United States citizens, and as you transition from being Nigerian or Vietnamese or Iraqi or whatever nationality you were before to becoming an American, not to forget your roots and not to forget the culture in which you were raised. My family still celebrates wonderful Italian traditions and still enjoys delicious Italian meals. And I hope that all of you will do the same with your cultural food and your traditions, whether you are from Burma or Bhutan, from India or Afghanistan or Bangladesh or anywhere else in the world. Making your culture part of the United States will make the United States an even richer and greater place. And I hope that you'll do one more thing. I hope that you will dream that 100 years from now, or maybe even sooner, one of your grandchildren or great-grandchildren will stand where I am standing right now and will welcome a new group of citizens from around the world. It's possible. I am proof of that. Our Constitution makes that possible, and the words of our Declaration of Independence tell us why. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so now I will entertain a motion by United States citizen and Immigration Service Officer Sonia Croxy to administer the oath of allegiance so that all of you can enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as United States citizen. Ms. Croxy.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is my pleasure to introduce 32 candidates for United States citizenship. They come from 21 countries of the world, including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Belarus, Bhutan, Burma, Cameroon, China, Congo, Cuba, Germany, Ghana, Grenada, India, Iraq, Lithuania, Nigeria, Peru, Romania, Vietnam, Yemen, and Zimbabwe. Each person has voluntarily come forward to state his or her own personal declaration of independence from all former allegiances and loyalties, just as our forefathers did over 240 years ago. Each candidate is of good moral character, attached to the ideals and principles of the United States, and eligible for citizenship in all respects upon taking the prescribed oath of allegiance to the United States and its Constitution.
So let me ask first all candidates for naturalization to please hold up your right hand. Do you hereby declare on oath that you absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty of whom or which you have heretofore been a subject or citizen? If so, please respond, I do. I do. And keep your right hand up. Please repeat after me. I hereby declare, on oath, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction, when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. You are now United States citizens. Congratulations.
Today we are naturalizing 32 candidates for naturalization, and they come from all parts of the world, different countries, and they went through their series of processes to get here, and now they will be officially United States citizens at the end of this ceremony. And it's a very special ceremony because we are at the Teddy Roosevelt House, where he actually took the oath of office some years ago. It means everything. It means everything. I mean, a lot of them have put their lives on the line to get here. They've worked, hard. They brought their families here. So to start a better life, of course, we always say we live in the best country ever, and so everybody wants to come to be, a part of that melting pot.
It's so important. I can't even express it in words. It's been a long road, but I'm so happy, and I'm very honored to become an American citizen. Yeah, you take it for granted until you actually experience what people experience in different countries, and then you begin to appreciate America more every single day.
For the land.